Why are some apps so addictive? Duolingo, Phantom, Revolut, they all blew up for one simple reason. And it's the same hidden strategy used in gambling machines, video games, and other tech giants alike for the last decade. It's called emotional design, and it's the art of making apps feel engaging, personal, and alive. Said another way, it's the magic. In this video, I'll show you how to use emotional design to build apps that people love and keep coming back to. And hey, let's be honest, these days, anybody can build an app super fast. We have APIs and AI and all these no-code tools that require literally no technical experience. And anyone can build an app in a few days. In fact, I built 6 apps in the last week. So it's faster and easier to build features than ever and ship, which means building is not the hard part anymore. The real edge comes from how people feel once they download your app and get inside. Does it feel smooth, delightful, playful, or even premium? Or does it just feel like every other app out there? Now, the winning apps, of course, have a mix of winning elements like business model design, good timing, and maybe a strong community, good organic content, good ads, and so on. There's one quote from Reed Hastings, the founder of Netflix, that really hits. He says that the product has to be so good that people want to talk about it. And in a world where every founder has access to the same tech as you, that's how you build a long-term edge. It's not about how complex your code is or even how many features your app has. What really matters is how the product leaves people feeling after they close the app. Now, before I show you some of the best examples of emotional design that ended up translating into serious business growth, if you're wondering what it takes to make an app truly succeed and want hands-on support to apply this for your own app, click the first link below in this video. Okay, let's start by looking at Duolingo and how it uses animation and character motion to pull users in and keep them coming back. We all know there's a million language learning apps out there, but Duolingo is the only one that responds to you in real time in a way that actually feels human. And 3 years ago, in 2022, they introduced the full character animation system. This includes things like facial recognition, lip syncing with audio, and idle animations that make their character feel alive even when you're not doing anything. And this isn't just for show. Duolingo's data shows that after these animations were rolled out, their daily active users more than doubled from 14 million to over 34 million within just 2 years. More importantly, their paid subscribers more than doubled in the same time frame. Now, growth like that comes from a mix of smart moves, like adding new languages, improving the curriculum, and running solid marketing campaigns. But what's interesting is Duolingo's team has highlighted the character animations as one of the primary reasons why they've grown so much, as one of the major reasons why people stay engaged. Also, Duolingo CEO Louis Von Ahn pointed out that the app's delightful experience sets it apart from all the other apps out there. And these animations are actually emotional feedback for the users. You see, every time you answer a question correctly or even make a mistake, you don't just get a green check mark. You feel encouraged, corrected, and even cheered on. Those quick visual and sound reactions help skyrocket engagement by triggering what's called emotional feedback loops. So, how can you use this in your app? Well, if your product relies on a repeated user behavior like check-ins, journaling, or habit logging, add micro interactions that give instant emotional feedback. A subtle bounce, a glow, a little sparkle. These little things can make those moments of confirmation feel just a little bit more rewarding. Also, celebrate the small wins, and that will once again reinforce engagement. If you like Duolingo, and you have a mascot for your app, use the mascot to show expressions to encourage users because emotions are contagious. This can be a little nod, a smile, or an animation, or an animated reaction that makes the experience feel more human. Also, if you want to make a user feel a sense of momentum, add little progress animations. This can be anything like using motion to show streaks in Duolingo, or showing different levels, showing journal entries completed, whatever gives them the sense that they're building something over time. The goal here is to make the feedback feel human, not just functional, because that kind of emotional layer can build a strong connection between the user and the product. Even something super simple, if done well, can make the experience feel more alive and more worth coming back to. But what happens when your users are not trying to create new habits? Instead, they're trying to overcome skepticism. That's one of the challenges that a lot of crypto apps face, and the problem that Phantom set out to solve with the help of emotional design and animation. Crypto UXs are notoriously clunky, and Phantom knew that. So when they rolled out a full brand refresh in late 2023, they didn't just change their logo like most apps do. They overhauled everything and brought in animation to shift perception about their app. They animated their ghost mascot. They added playful animations during wallet creation. They put a bunch of effort in making each interaction feel playful and approachable. The goal here was to make crypto feel a little less scary and more human. And it's obviously working today, making Phantom one of the most highly used crypto wallets out there and becoming the second highest rank in the utility categories on App Store, beating out apps like Instagram and WhatsApp. Now, just like Duolingo, Phantom's growth rode the wave of market momentum and smart business business execution. But what really makes them stand out is how design forward they were from the very start. Their CEO, Brandon Millman, has been super clear about that. He said, Phantom is not just another wallet. Right from day one. Instead, the team spent time polishing and crafting something that actually felt good to use. Their goal? Onboard the next billion people to Web3. That meant investing in crisp, emotional UI and animations. So when you're designing in spaces that feel intimidating or complex, or where the stakes are really high like crypto and finance, health or insurance, for example, remember to treat visual details, motion, and transition as core product features. Also, try to keep it approachable. Friendly visuals and warm, playful details make heavy topics feel just a bit lighter, and that goes a long way when building confidence in your users. Build for everybody, not just the pros. Performance matters, but what really sticks is how the product feels when somebody taps, swipes, or has to wait. Giving the users smooth feedback is going to increase their confidence in your product. Now, we've all seen how emotional design and motion can be used in even more lucrative ways with luxury apps, which is what brings us to Revolut. Revolut has been investing in their design and animations for years. But what's super interesting is how their design glow up has tracked right alongside their push to become a more premium product. As they moved up market, their visual language has gotten more and more polished. And it's pretty clear they've been very intentional about this, aligning the product with how the user feels and where the business wants to go. Take their first-time user experience, for example. They don't just drop you into a boring sign-up flow. Instead, you get rich visuals, super smooth transitions, and right away it feels like you're stepping into something premium. Even their charts leveled up, so you don't just look at your spending data, you feel it. You drag your finger along and the graph creates this soft glow, turning numbers into something more tactile. The same thing with their cards. You don't just see a static image, you get a full 3D moment when the card flips and rotates. It's beautiful. It's clean, intentional, and honestly, it's just kind of satisfying. And these little details like subtle animations and security flows and onboarding provide that sense of trust without trying too hard. None of these design details shout at you, but together they create something that feels really premium. And in fintech in particular, where trust literally affects how much money somebody will give you, that kind of polishing translates straight into revenue. So here's the big takeaway. Nail the first impression. Spend time polishing your onboarding. Polish your welcome moments to immediately communicate trust, quality, and care. Add subtle moments of delight, like animations, like fades, and hover effects and gestures. Build that emotion, make the touch points feel intentional. Make interactions feel dynamic, like tactile charts, responsive feedback, or animated cards that turn just basic features into something elevated and engaging. Now, if you found this video helpful at all, you'll probably love the other videos that I have on this channel. So consider subscribing and liking this video. Until next one, go build something great.